What's up guys, in today's video, I ranked every single Gorilla Tag map, from fan favorite maps like the Forest, to maps that nobody even plays anymore. I'm gonna rank them all. Okay guys, so the first map on the list is the one that we all know and love, the Forest. Okay, so if it isn't already obvious, the Forest is gonna go in S tier, and if you don't already know, let me explain why. This Forest map is literally the main map in the entire game, and it's what started the whole thing. I also really enjoy the Forest because you never get bored of it. Every few months it has a new seasonal update. Like right now in this summer update, we get these bouncy houses. So that's why Forest is going in S tier. But that's enough said about the Forest. It's time to move on to map number 2. Okay, so map number 2 is the Canyons map, and I really like this map. I mean, these ropes and zip lines bring a whole new aspect to the game, and it's so fun. They also have these little houses, and I really enjoy them. This map and some of the other original maps are 100% getting S tier. Alright, but now we gotta move on to map number 3. Okay, later in the video, I'll do the original caves and the horror map, but right now we're talking about the revamped caves. This map is honestly really fun. I was playing it with my friend that's new to the game the other day, and I was just absolutely having a blast. It was so fun. But like the amount of routes you can do in this map with just a little creativity is so fun. And one last thing that is great that we can't forget about in the caves is this guy. This is Matt the Bat. He's adorable. He's like my favorite part of this whole map. Anyways, just for that, caves is getting an S tier. And I know, there's a lot of S tiers right now because Gorilla Tag is just such a fun game. But trust me, there will be some lower level maps in the rest of the video. Now it's time to move on to map number 4. Okay, so when it comes to map number 4, which is the Hover Park, I was gonna put it in S tier. But then I thought, can it really compare to the Forest, Caves, and Canyons? Well, let's see. I feel like the great thing about this map is that it added a completely new physics to the game. Like, look at these hoverboards. This is so fun. However, when the map first came out, it was kind of bland, and there wasn't much to do. That was until the secret tunnel in this map opened, and they revamped the whole thing, and that's why I'm putting this map in A tier. Now for map number 5. While the Hover Park map was a really cool map, even though it got A tier, I can't say the same thing about this map. Welcome to the Magmarina! Originally, I was insanely hyped for this map, for about 10 minutes until I actually checked it out. I mean, imagine you spawn into Gorilla Tag, you look in Forest, and you just see a giant cave. I was so excited. But then when I walked in here and saw this, my reaction was just kind of, oh. And don't get me wrong, playing this sport is fun and all, but like, it kind of gets boring. Also, this map looks really bland. Like, I feel like the walls and stuff, they're just not appealing. I feel like that they could have done a lot better with this map. Now, I was thinking about putting this map in D tier. However, D tier is below the middle, which means it's actually bad. Now, this map isn't bad, but it just isn't good at all, which is why I'm putting it in C tier. So now it's time to move on to map number 6. While the last map was meh, I cannot say the same thing about this one. Welcome to the Mountains map. I don't even know where to start. This map is so cool. And they're still adding the coolest things to it to this day. Like how you can combine snowballs and then send yourself flying. And even before this map got revamped, from what I've seen, it looked pretty fun. I wasn't actually playing the game then, so I wouldn't know, but it looks pretty fun. Also, this map is great for infection because all you need to do is use the fan and you're far away from the lava monkeys. And for all of those reasons, just like the other older maps, I'm giving this map an S tier. This is crazy that we're already 7 maps in, but let's go on to map number 7. Alright, for map number 7, we have one of the most hyped up maps in the whole game, the Critters map. When this map first came out, the hype was insane. People were finding new backpacks, new belts. It was so fun. Every few hours, I'd be looking for a video on how to get the last 3 critters. Then I found out that they hadn't even added them yet. So when they did add new critters for Easter, that was also crazy. But since then, the hype's really died down, and there haven't been any new critters since then that I know of. And that's why I'm putting this map in B tier. Yeah, a lot of people are gonna disagree with me on this. Anyways, time to move on to map number 8, the arcade map. Now, if it was 7 or 8 months ago, I think this map would be in an F tier. You may be wondering, why would it be in an F tier? This map is great. Well, back then, we only had one arcade game. And of all of the fun arcade games that they could have added for the first one, they added this. This was cool at first, but it got boring after about 30 seconds. So while this map would have been an F tier, since then they've added so much cool things, like Beetle Bounce, and don't even get me started on the Virtual Stump. When they added the Virtual Stump, everybody went crazy. And then when they added the Luau Sandbox stuff, it went even crazier, because now you can use mods in the vanilla game. Mods! So yeah, just because of the Virtual Stump, while it may not be my favorite, I think that I will get flamed if I don't put this in S tier. Because like the Virtual Stump, you can do so many creative things with it. It's so cool. So yeah, this map's going in S tier. Just because of the Virtual Stump though. If it were just the arcade, it'd be in like C tier. For map number 9, we have the original caves and the original mines. Not the horror mines, not yet. The original caves are so cool. Like, just look at all the colorful crystals behind you. And also, they make their own noises. The amount of routes that you can come up with in this map is just insane. And then we also have the original mines, but you're crazy if you think that I'm actually going in there. They were pretty cool until they added the horror thing. Now they're too scary. But just because of its OG-ness, I think I have to put it in S tier. Anyways, time to go on to map number 10. I think I remember when there were only 10 maps in the game. Now there's like 14. Okay, for map number 10, we have the monkey blocks. And yes, this does include the newly added share my blocks. Honestly, there's not much to say about the monkey blocks other than it's awesome. However, it's just not my thing. So I'm gonna put it in A tier because it just isn't really my thing, and the share my blocks is pretty cool, I guess. So yeah, it's going into A tier. Time for map number 11, the Metropolis map. This map is kind of like the Critters map, not as in map-wise, as in how the hype was insane for it, and then it quickly died down. There really isn't much to say about this map, which is why I'm putting it in C tier. Not bad, but not exactly the best. Okay, so I believe this is map number 12, the Bayou map. Now, I actually have a very unpopular opinion about this map. I have one thing to say to this map. The swamp map was way better. D tier. Next up, we probably have the biggest map glow up in all of Gorilla Tag history. The Clouds map. The Clouds map went from being everybody's least favorite and the most played map in the whole game to being one of the most awesome things ever. You cannot convince me that gliding around on a glider isn't super fun. You just can't. This is also my brother's favorite map, so just for that, I'm putting this up there with Forest. This is S tier. My game crashed. Isn't that great? I don't know what happened. Anyways, let's go back to rating maps. Okay, I don't know if you heard me, but the Clouds map is an S tier map. So let's go to the next one. This next map is one that I've been waiting for the entire video. Okay, so this map, it's pretty obvious what ranking I'm gonna give it. I mean, it's literally an awesome map. This is the city map. This is where you can get all your cosmetics and also find tons of other maps. So just for that, I have to put this in S tier. Okay, so this next map I have a very unpopular opinion on. The beach map. I can't explain why. I just don't like this map. So I would put it in F. However, everybody else loves it, so it's lucky that it's being put in D. Okay, on to the next map. For the second to last map, we have the basement map. And I don't know about y'all, but the only fun experience I've had in this map was when they added the science thing in basement, but it's kind of dead. And since it's so dead, I honestly wish that it wasn't that dead because it's a really good map, but since it is, I'm gonna have to put it in D tier. It is now time for the final map. The one that I haven't shown yet. The one, the only, the horror map. You may be wondering, why are you not in the horror map to rank it? Because I'm not going down there alone. I don't care what you say. I'm not doing it. That map isn't scary enough. Like, it's scary enough to where I won't go down there alone, but if you're with your friends and you're just goofing off, it's not scary enough. Although in the latest update, they did make it scarier. So for the final ranking of the horror map, A tier. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.